Hi friends, nice to see you in my new video, and in this video I want to create short review about Alireza Firouzja and Hikaru Nakamura chess battle in Speed Chess Championship in semi-final. So in main line we can see equal result, so all of chess players has equal points, so they should go a tie break, and after first game Alireza won. In second game it is a draw, and if in third game Alireza won, so Alireza also won in this match, and then we will play final match between Magnus Carlsen. Okay, let me show you this interesting game. So Nakamura was white and Alireza black, and time for game is 1 minute and 1 second per move. And this is one of standard position in Queen's Gambit, b3, one of possible move, but of course this variation not so dangerous for black. We can see equal position, maybe slightly better for black even. This pawn's not so weak, because in some moment black can play c4 or d4, and we will see one of this move in some moment. Okay, let's go, and then knight e4, knight c3, exchange the knight, and then queen d6, rook c1 and d4. Very standard move in this type of position. And then after e takes d4, knight d4, knight d4, c takes d4, rook e8, rook e8. This is equal position also, and evaluation we can see about 0.0 by Stockfish. Then rook c4, maybe d3 gives some advantage for black, but rook d8 also possible. Bishop d3, very important move, block this pawn so dangerous. And then rook a6 and Alireza exchange these bishops, and then let me show you some of critical moments in this game. So after move h5, Nakamura play aggressive but not so good move king f3. This move looks strange for me, because this king is not so good on f3 square, and black has some checks like queen f3, in some moment even rook e7. Let me show you some possible moves, for example queen d5, and then after king e2, rook e7. Possible move, but after king d2 we can see that this pawn is hanging, because we can take this pawn with our queen and our rook also, but instead of rook e7, most dangerous move for white is queen g2, and then if rook d4, even this in this position, rook e7, then for example king d1, queen g1, because we want to take this pawn with the check, for example king d2, then queen f2 with the check, and then king c3 or king c1, then rook c7, sorry, not rook c7, rook e3, of course, rook e3 in this position, and if king c1, also not rook c7, but simply rook e1. Rook e1 is the easiest way to win, so queen d1, only one possible move, and then black can win queen for the rook, and of course easy win for black in this position. Of course this variation's not so easy because of time, but king f3 not so good move, but in this position Alireza played queen a6. Queen a6 in this position also equal now. So a3, good move, queen b7 check, queen e4, only one move to equalize this position. Alireza don't want to exchange the queens, so queen b6, then queen e5 is the check, king h7, and in this position if white king can play, for example, like the knight king h2 and then rook c8, it's a good idea. For example, let me show you some possible moves. King g2, for example, not so good in this position, but maybe I want to show you idea for black. So idea is to play king h2, and then of course g3 is the best move for black, but if the queen returns to b6, then rook c8. In this position this is the strongest move for white because of rook h8 checkmate, and queen h8 also possible, and black doesn't have any checks. And after only one good move, rook g8, then rook c7, attacking pawn on f7, and then king g8, queen e7, and after rook f8, rook d7, and rook d7. So in some moment we want to take this pawn, and also of course we want to take pawn on d4, for example queen e5, then rook d4 or queen d4 even, and this position of course very dangerous for black. But in our game, let's go back to this position, to game Nakamura against Alireza. Rook c8, it's a blunder for white because of simply queen b6, queen b7, sorry, this is a fork, and next move is queen c8. So black wins the whole rook, and of course wins this game after this big blunder. So we can see that in this game Alireza won, and also he won in this match. So tomorrow we can see a chess battle between Magnus Carlsen and between Alireza Firouzja. And also for the third place we can see battle between Denis Lazavic and Hikaru Nakamura, and of course I will review all of these matches. So I hope that you like this video, and see you soon in my next videos.